Okay, folks, you know, we've talked about being connected, and it's really pretty cool that how all of us just kind of meld together here. It's like, it's really neat. This has happened with our next speaker, Thomas Mikey, and I felt, I guess almost right away when I met Thomas, that in person last year, that we were connected somehow. And I don't think this is the first time that him and I have met. I believe there's been other lifetimes involved here, you know, because it's just a total comfort, which is like I felt with Andy. It was I mean, I classified it as a little weird, you know, it's like, whoa, that's strange, you know. But anyway, Thomas has done extraordinary work, and he was instrumental in getting the word out about the conference on his Mars Moon Space TV. And without further ado, I'd like to bring on Mr. Thomas Mikey.
I'm just going to play a little video before we start.
They have depictions of the Anunnaki being inside of a craft, not just walking like a lot of them, but some of them are actually already in the ship, a little spaceship, and they're holding on to the bag inside the ship.
Inside some of these walls, conical. People that live in here probably never get out. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
That's a video I made for my website, for my YouTube channel, and represents some of the things I do. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing before I'm going to the Mars conference, and just have to go down to slide number 1. Why is that around? Well, anyway, NASA, seen from the Mars. Seen from the eye of NASA is the title of my presentation today. And what I'm going to speak about is orbiter images. It's about rover images, and it's about civilizations and ruins on Mars documented by NASA without their goodwill to do it. So let's have a little look at it here. Thomas Mikey Jensen. I'm the founder of Mars Moon Space TV on YouTube. I'm the founder of MarsMoonSpace.com. That's my website where you can find most of all my stuff, my videos. I have almost 600 videos now. I'm the founder of Mars Moon Space Group. That's my Facebook group. We are about 9,000 members now. And I have Mars Moon Space VIP group. That's my own group where only I can post, where nobody else can post. Because when you're having a big group with 9,000 members, there are coming a lot of postings all the time. And some people ask me, where can I find some of your posting, because it just goes down the wall. So I created an extra little group where only my own stuff is for those that are interested. And I'm the co-founder of UFA, United Family of Anomaly Hunters, together with Billy, that we heard earlier speaking here at the conference. And besides that, I'm also added to some other groups as admins or moderators, all groups that has wanted my help or needed me or just wanted me to be a part of the team. And you see, Mars Anomaly Research Society, which is Andrew D. Bashako's group. I am proud to be a part of the admins team in that group. There are also Exopolitics group, there are Project Pegasus Moran, also added in as moderator or admin. There are a lot of groups, so you can imagine when you're having another work with 8, 9, 10 hours of work and coming home, and you can imagine how many notifications you have, or messages for that.
Need a secretary.
I need a secretary, yes, sometimes I feel I have one, but she's in England and it's not quite the same. One of the things we are going to talk about is pictures from Curiosity rover, and just to talk brief about the rover. It was launched in 2011, November 26, and landed in Gale Crater August the 6th, 2012. So it's a few years old by now. And if I remember correct, NASA had estimated its time of living time for was it 3 years, 4 years of service, something like that. Mm-hmm. We are now in 2017, so we are just about there. And Curiosity rover is badly worn out now. You can have look at some of the wheels. You can see with the hand lens camera on NASA's homepage. You can see some of the huge holes that are in the wheel. It's pretty much worn out now. I'm wondering how much longer it's going to go on. This is just one image taken by the Curiosity rover. We're going to get back to that image later in my presentation here. We're going to have a look at the Opportunity rover. And let me see, what did I write? It landed January 25, 2004. So it has been up there for quite a while. Opportunity and Spirit was set to be there or be functional for 90 days. And as we know, Spirit died after 2,100 something days. They lost communication with it. Opportunity rover is still running, and we are above 4,600 souls now. One soul is a Martian day, which is 24 hours and 40 minutes, if I remember correct. Mm-hmm. So it's actually amazing that we're still getting pictures from Opportunity, being back to Earth, so we can sit at home and be excited over all the stuff we can find, and zoom in and out. And, so I'm glad for that, But besides that, talking about Opportunity and Spirit and their estimated living time, at 90 days, I think that was just BS. I think that was the reason they said they're only supposed to be functional for 90 days was then they had an excuse whenever they needed it to shut it down and came too close to something. I think Spirit came into an area of an ancient civilization. Many people have talked of that. I haven't dived that much into Spirit as I could have. But it was a well-known fact by the anomaly hunters around me, the UFA guys, that Spirit entered an area, special area of interest for people that are looking for ruins, and then just suddenly it died when we came to that area. I don't think it was a coincidence that they lost communication with the rover at that time. This is just one of the images from Opportunity. We saw William posted that one also. So I would like to give credit for that picture, and the founder of it is actually sitting here. That's David Gannett, who found that picture and posted it. We're going to get back to that picture later. Just going to have a look at the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which is my absolute favorite orbiter. We have the high-rise images that it produced. You can get these high-resolution images downloaded from NASA's homepage, and if you have the software, that's the JP2 software, you can get so close to the ground that you can see objects that are 25 centimeters long. When you're looking at the browser image, you can see objects less than 5 meters. So being able to download the high-rise images in a high resolution is one of the most awesome things you can do on the NASA page. I really love it because there are so much that you can find on these high resolution, and I have had several images that has been going viral worldwide from the high-rise JP2 images, and some of the images is almost a gigabyte each, where the browser image maybe be 20 megabytes or 15 megabytes. So it shows there is quite a difference in size and resolution when you're looking at them. This is just one example. This one is not from the MRO. This one is from the MIO. We have also showed that. I'm going to get back to that. I have some measurements on it also where you can see the size of it. Just an illustration of some of the pictures you can get there. You have the Mars Global Surveyor, which is also an awesome satellite that creates pictures for me to see when I get home from the bed. And one of the absolute best images ever produced that will never be forgotten in our history is this one from M18005558, and we remember the Jupiter 2 UFO up there, found by Brett Shepard. That picture will never be forgotten. Go in and Google Jupiter 2 UFO or UFO on Mars, and you will find that pictures 1,000 times. I've tried, and it's true. Go home and try it.
Right.
This
Tried and true.
This is just an example of the Mars Global Surveyor that has a Mars orbiter camera on board of what we can see. The difference between Mars Global Surveyor and the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is mostly, and I'm saying mostly, when you're seeing a picture from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, you see it taken from straight up and straight down. When you see it from the Mars Global Surveyor, with the Mars Orbiter camera of the MOC on, you can tell this one is taken with an angle. So you can actually see constructions, you can see sides, the hillside or the side of the cliff, and beyond that, you don't see it from above.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how NASA could miss this one. Was it a student that was at work that day?
Yeah, very late at night.
Probably, yeah. I'm going to go back to approved, without looking at it. I'm just going to go back to this one, speaking of NASA. Fake Santa on Mars.
No. They wouldn't do that.
No. I think this was a whoops. And again, maybe a student at work that day, who knows?
Yeah, there's a few of those like that.
Have a look at it. Is there someone that doesn't see it? Anyone else doesn't see it?
I think it's very obvious.
You have a sand edge here going up in the air thing, and no way.
Yeah, that was a hack job.
And what are we hiding there? I made an illustration of a Photoshop illustration of it. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me today. So you can see the original picture. This is the one you get when you go to when you go to Mars Science Lab and find. So that's the Curiosity image. So 744. Sorry, this is the raw image you get when you download it in this clear state. So to me, and I'm saying to me, this is my proof and convincing for me that NASA is hiding stuff Fake sand on Mars. How much more proof do we need that NASA is obscuring things, hiding stuff? And I have other pictures showing the same fake sand. I haven't brought other of those with me today because I have 102 slides here. I'm not even sure we're gonna get through them all, but I hope to get through most of them. Fake sand on Mars. The proof that even NASA make mistakes sometimes.
No.
Skulls on Mars. We saw William in his presentation, he showed us this. I just wanted to add this also because we have it here in color. And I think this is an awesome picture. And I wonder, am I the only one who could find the colored image on NASA's homepage? I really wonder because I haven't seen anyone else presenting the colored. And I didn't color this one, it was like this when I went to NASA. Or to, that was Analyst Notebook. It's probably because it's not from NASA's homepage, Curiosity homepage. No, sorry, MER, the Spirit's homepage. But Analyst Notebook is also NASA, where you can find some better resolution images on it, and some of them are actually colored. You can find panorama images that are 2, 3, 4 gigabytes. If you download them, they are pretty awesome. I must admit, I don't use NASA's homepage, the original one, very much. I mostly use Analyst Notebook to get my picture because I get them in higher resolution there. But the skull on Mars, it's awesome. Could we find a name for it? It's never got any name, any ideas? James?
Heads up.
We have Oberg the skull. Sorry, Oberg.
Yeah, but I'm putting a skull down. No.
Spoon on Mars. I remember looking at this one here and thinking, what am I looking at here? I wrote spoon on Mars. I must admit, I'm not sure it's a spoon. I cannot state, and it's important for me also to say the pictures you're seeing here. I'm not going to state what we're looking at because I don't know what we're looking at. But I know what my brain tells me that I'm looking at, and that is what I'm telling all of you out here today also. So I'm not going to make any statement and say this is this, this is that, because how could I tell? I've never been there, I've only seen a picture. The spoon on Mars, a great one. This is from the navigator camera that is in black and white. The NavCam. Let me just see. You can just see the wheels there. That wheel is 40 centimeters wide, which is 16 inches. So that gives you an idea of the object we're looking at here, which would be 5, 6 inches. So it's not something huge. It's not the one that Santa's wife uses when she's making food for Christmas. And I have it twice. Fantastic. Isn't it the same as it is? Tools on Mars. This is an old one. This is from Spirit, Soul 522. That must be from the second year of Spirit's functional whereabout on Mars. So are we looking at a tool? Are we looking at a snake, an animal, or something? I remember first time I saw it, I was imagining that the area up here maybe went down to this hole and it was a kind of handle or something you could do something with. I don't know. I simply don't know what we are looking at. But I know that it does not look natural to me. And I haven't heard anybody else tell me that's just a rock, it's just something natural, because I simply don't think so. I've worked in a workshop before with lots of tools, and still do. And I should have used my Google Translate before I came up here, because I don't know what the tool I'm thinking at is called in English.
Wrench?
Looks like an angled present wrench. Vice grip? Yeah, vice grip.
It could be, but again, I I have had many different suggestions to what it could be, from animals to tools to a piece of bended iron just laying there. Somebody told me it was a fish. Well, everybody sees things different. But I'll leave it up to those that are watching or viewing to decide what they think or believe it is. I'm not going to tell people that this is a tool, this is a snake. I think the way people are viewing this is very different, and I don't want to drag my point of view down over somebody else and say you have to believe it's this. It's up to each single individual to find out what his belief is. But I call it tool on Mars. And you have the original picture here. It's right there. There's a little piece, and I would say this one was 15 centimeters from one end to the other. Just to have a size, estimated size, without saying it correct, but 15 centimeters. Just about that. Again, this is a picture from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and these are some of the pictures that I really like. And again, the range to target site is 266.8 kilometers, that's 166.8 miles. From the satellite to the surface, this is a JP2 image that I have enhanced. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see it from the original browsed image when you're going to look at it on NASA's homepage. It's simply impossible. You have to zoom down, zoom in to see this stuff. But I think you can just see it here. I don't know how much you can see it besides the enlargement I made. Tracks on Mars, seen from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Somebody got a phone? And again, I zoomed a little bit more on it. And I think I went on this with my friend Neville Thompson, and I think we ended up with it being something like 700 meters trail we're looking at. So this is not a Chevrolet Silverado as chemists driving in that have left this track. These are 15-20 meters wide. Depressions in the sand. But you can see a kind of pattern in it. 1, 2, 1, again, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So it could have been a meteorite going to the surface, making a track. But for some reason, I don't think it is. There is.
So clean. Yeah, I think William Whitecross said it was like a convoy or something.
Yeah, he talked about a convoy. Last time we spoke with him about it. That's a possibility, yes. But again, I cannot state what it is. I can show you the pictures. Did it be your judgment? What you
or tracks, you know, if it's any or outie, that's the thing.
Yeah, it was perception, completely depth perception.
This is one of the last, or the newest viral pictures from Neville Thompson, from Curiosity, so 1647 is from the left mass cam. The difference between the left mass cam and the right mass cam is the right mass cam is zooming closer and it's clearer. And I haven't seen the picture, I haven't seen the picture now from the right mass cam. I'm still waiting for it. But I'm really looking forward to get a closer view of it and a clearer view. Neville Thompson found this and he posted it. And isn't that amazing? Curiosity have, what are we about? 1 million? 1.2 million pictures?
Yeah,
something like that. Million. And everybody finds the same thing the day after Neville posted it. Isn't that amazing? It was the same with Brad's Jupiter UFO. I did an interview with Brad on Skype. We talked about this, showed it, and I made a video on it. And Mars orbiter camera was at 246,000. pictures at that time when it was taken.
Yeah, paranoid.
Imagine a picture that is, I think that was 5 or 6 years old, that picture, when we brought it up.
Oh yeah, Paranormal Crucible put it up right away.
Paranormal Crucible came up with it
was
the day
found
after.
on Mars. Yeah.
By some anomaly hunter.
But that's the way it goes sometimes. There ain't much we can do about it. But it's
That's
funny,
okay,
ain't it,
yeah.
that how many people that are finding these stuff and still being members in our groups. Here's another one, the tree stump on Mars. This is my version of it from the images that I have access to. And the little logo you see down left, Alien Life, is Neville Thompson's logo. So he deserves all the credit for that picture or the findings. Speaking about credit for findings, or credit for finding things, of course we are looking at public pictures. Everybody got access to it. We don't own the right to anything. We cannot say, you cannot go to NASA's page and download that picture and do your own enlargement of it. We cannot say that, and we will not do that. But when people come to our groups and download our picture, removing our logos, cropping the images, and I know my work when I see it, that can piss me off a little bit. Yeah. Speaking about stealing, it happens every day, every single day. Martina Graney is one of the victims that it happens to most often at this time. She sees pictures all over the place, but she is also a good hunter. The more they steal, the better you must be, apparently. But anyway, this is my version of the tree stump found on Mars. And while we are at the tree, this is an oldie but a goldie. It's from Opportunity, from 115, from the navigation cam, black and white, and looks like a piece of wood, the same that you put underneath a railroad when you are constructing a railroad. That's what I see. I'm not saying it is, as I said before, but it looks like a piece of wood. And here we have it in from another angle. Actually, it's two different pictures we are looking at. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I can even see that the rover went right over it, and we doesn't have a picture of it close up. Why do you think we don't have a picture of it right in front of the rover? It has a robotic arm that can go down and take a picture 15 centimeters away.
Yep.
I don't think they want us to see it. I think that we're going to wait till we are 10-15 meters away and it would fall in with the background. Actually, in that area, there are 2 more of those. Not as clear as this one. I don't have those pictures with me, unfortunately. But I just remember that I did 2 more behind this one that you can see and find. So you can go to Opportunity's website and find zone number 115. Look it up. There are more of those wooden objects, if I can call it that. The candle tetrahedron. This is one of my friends, Keith Laney. Me and Keith has a funny history. I can tell you we do not agree in everything. We have had our ups and downs, but he's a really, really hardcore anomaly hunter. He used to work for the NASA Ames project with let us see, that was Mars Global Surveyor, by finding the landing sites to Opportunity and Spirit. He used to color those pictures for NASA. He used to work for NASA with their pictures. He is now on our side. And Keith Laney has said, both to me in private and in public on his website, thehiddenmission.com, that he knows for sure, just like Donna Hara said, that he have seen pictures being obscured, blurred out on purpose by people working for NASA. So I'm glad to have Keith with me as a good friend, and he also made some good gigafans. This is the Cantor tetrahedron that he found 10 years ago, and there is a little history to it. So I added his text to it. I'm just going to go over here, otherwise you can see it. Arguably one of the best preserved, most convincing Mars anomalies ever. The Cantor tetrahedron is a three-sided triangular style pyramid in very pristine condition, sitting in western coverage Chesma. This island first crossed my view while processing MOC image EO600269 in late May 2002. Seeing how we had but one image of the feature, and as it was of a fairly low quality, like most of the Mars data at that era, I filed it away for further study and wished for higher resolution and context in imaginary. This is the picture he talked about, E060269, the first one where he found it. In April 2003, that whiz was in part granted when MSSS Maiden Space Science System released MOC image E15-01285. This image has a slightly lower basic resolution, but makes up for it with a slightly wider field of view, while under clearer atmospheric conditions, only at a sharper incident angle. Here I present both of these side by side, made better by more modern image processing technology. The camera is the same, it's just 1 year between the technology they use to receive the data and process the data. This is the text of Keith Laney, taken, copied and pasted. I stole it. He knows it. Taken from thehiddenvision.com. There are two different PSP images, because the first one we saw was from the Mars Orbiter camera, and this one we're having here, I'm going to go closer to them in a moment, is from Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and that's the high-rise image. This is where it's beginning to come interesting. Nevertheless, in the end, all we had were two rather low resolution, slightly fuzzy images that just might contain something so geometric, so unnatural. If only we could see it a little better, were my thoughts about it at the moment in time. Time passed, things changed. The next thing we get to look at, this feature, it is, time passed, things changed. The next thing we get a look at this feature, it is through the powerful eyes of highlight, which has so far returned one of the area by my request, and another for good measure, like myself and MSSS before them. High-rise 2 thought this item worth a second look, and look indeed we did. Take a look yourself. There is another area 2 miles away from this Cantor tetrahedron, as it's been named, and I was looking at the area and the JP2 images on this area, and got to this. I don't know if anybody of you see anything in this area yet. It's from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Actually, when I showed Keith this, because he was the one who made the gigapan to the area also, this is not from his gigapan, this is from the NASA source, the JP2 image, the high resolution. He adopted Thomas' base, so I've renamed it, called it Base Thomas instead. Of thought that sounded better, but kind of funny. I see, what I see here is, and I'm saying what I'm seeing, not what it is, because I don't know what we're looking at for 100%. But I see something that looks like a little town, cities. Let us get a little bit closer to it. Why are you here? You're supposed to be there.
Like streets.
There are areas up here, we're getting closer in just a minute, where you can see 90-degree angles. You can see square building with a 90-degree angle wall going around it. Let's get a little bit closer.
Wow.
This is the closest we get. This is actually from Keith Gigapan. The contacts he have sometimes benefits us when he gets clearer picture than those we have access to. I see, I spoke about the 90-degree angle wall here. I spoke about this square building here with a wall around it. And you can, when you go close to and look close to it, you can see this wall is actually going around this construction that I think it is, with the same distance all the way around. You can see all the other, what I call constructions of buildings, the roof. And to me, that looks like a city scene from above.
Yeah.
I tried to point it out here with some color to see some of it. I don't know how much it helps, but up here there is what looks like a giant building. First, when I looked at it, it looked like a rock. When I got closer to it and did some more study of it, it seems like there is an almost square opening, and it seems to have a what you call it, a symmetrical shape in front of it. There are this, again, 90-degree wall, and when you look at this object here, it looks like a round tower that once was bigger than it is now, but you can actually see the shape of it. You can actually see on the inside of that tower, if you have the front wall here, you can actually see when you're looking at the shadow, the inside of the wall on the other side, and that's what got me, and that's pretty amazing. I can only recommend you to go have a look at the picture, download. You don't have to download the picture from NASA from here in high resolution. You can go get the Gigapan, the Gigapan from Keith Lane is actually better resolution than the one NASA gives us in high resolution. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. This is a Japanese base called Sayora, just to compare what a satellite image looks like. It's on Antarctica. You see the buildings up here. You see there are some roads, connection roads, some more buildings down here. I turned this gray so we had something to compare with. And this is a Russian base. Now there's a Raiskaya. I don't know if I say it right. I think it sounded pretty cool. You can see the buildings also. You can see there is a square hole in the ground and a square building just like the one we were looking at before. And here we have the same in gray, just to compare one orbit of the image to another. And then we have the one from Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty convinced, and again, no statement, I'm pretty convinced that we are looking at the remains of an ancient city here. Maybe there is still someone there, I don't know. It doesn't look like, in my eyes, it doesn't look like there is someone there now. It looks pretty abandoned, but you can still see the constructions, the buildings, everything around it, the pathway between the buildings. I think it's pretty amazing. So, also some credit to Keith for creating that Gigapan. Robotic parts on Mars. That's the title I gave it because that was what I saw, or what my brain told me to see when I was looking at this one up here. Again, I'm not saying it is a robotic part, I'm saying it looks like to me, and I try to compare it with some random pictures from the internet, seeing the first part, a metal tube pipe here sort of, and the part with what looks like the hand over here. Thinking of what's been going on Mars, people talking about life on Mars, robots, humanoids, cyborgs, whatever we have been told about from various sources. This makes me think of something robotic.
Yeah, me too. It looks like also like a car transmission.
Yeah, the first part of it looks like
the drive shaft
and
the transmission itself.
Yeah, definitely.
So it could be, I'm not going to state it is, but I would like to show the world this picture, so they maybe, who knows, think, hey, this is interesting, let's go and have a look at more of this, what's actually going on, what have we been told about Mars, and what is the truth? Are NASA lying to us? We know NASA said there is no life on Mars, there probably never have been. I want people to go and get curious. I want to get their attention without putting an opinion in their mind and saying this is that. I want them to find their own beliefs. I want them to think for themselves and come out with their answer to what this could be. Men on Mars. William also displayed this picture. The two guys that became one guy because the black was a shadow, and then the black over here was not a shadow anyway, because if you looked at the other rock, you can see the shadow underneath it here, which means the sun is coming from here and going this way in the picture, and you have this guy standing here. So something is wrong. Either there are two people in this picture, or the sun is coming from two different angles. I don't know. But again, I'm sorry I couldn't find the enhanced version. I had to put this into my presentation just a few
Thomas,
minutes.
that's part of rock nest, isn't it?
Yeah, that's from the rock nest area.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it is.
You can tell.
We saw the blow up today.
Yeah, wild.
We have my good friend Rami Bar Ilan. He's the founder of Exclusive Mars Images on Facebook also, which is a good group. I can recommend that. Go in and have a look. He's posting a lot of stuff, and I could make 3 hours of presentation only with his picture, just like I could with Martina also, or with my own. I chose to take some of the best from everybody today here. A pyramid-shaped object on Mars. It's clearly pyramid-shaped, tall pyramid-shaped.
Placed.
If it is
Object.
an object that's pyramid-shaped, I wonder if it is actually standing on the top of this hill, or if it's something bigger that is behind it. So I am looking forward to find the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter image from that area, because I am pretty sure we're not looking at a rock standing on top of this area here. We're looking at something bigger behind it that is just, the top is just visible from behind the hill. I think I made some images with it also in another resolution. You see it again here with the blue sky. I think it's pretty neat. And when you're looking at the gigapan in full size without zooming on it, you cannot see that object so far away in the distance. Is it? You only see it when you first see it when you got halfway into the gigapan in the amount you can zoom. Here is another one. This is the original picture from NASA's homepage, MSL Curiosity homepage. This is what it looks like when you downloaded the color, just to compare it with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually blue sky. How about that?
See that red filter.
And again, this is another enhancement. I made some coloring of this one. I painted this gray and took it in, painted everything else slightly gray and this one gray. Because on the backside, you see, there is this elongated round object, and it looks like there is a pole or stick or something. My first thought was, maybe this object here was actually standing up, because it looks like there is this, let me see if I can find the word for it, pile here laying down with something attached underneath it. Could it be an ancient monument we're looking at? I don't know. I truly don't know.
Well, is it part of something that's something broke off of it.
Exactly. My first thought was that this one actually broke up from top and fell down and ended up here. But again, I cannot say. This is just another version of it. I said to the members of the UFA family a few months ago that just to get some interest, but I wanted someone to come here and be on part. I said anybody from the UFA family can get 10 minutes of my time if they get to this conference. I wanted somebody, come on guys, what can I do? So Chris showed up. Come up here, Chris. I'm giving you some time here. Chris, speak out loud.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, it was a last minute thing there. And I was going to come, so I was like, he said, I'll give you about 10, 15 minutes of my time. So that's awesome of him. Yeah, we just go this way. All right, this photo here, this is from India, and you got right here the ISRO, or the Indian Space Research Organization. Of course, they're keeping in the same, what's the word I want to use? Light, as NASA's using. Orange, of course. We've got this reddish kind of orange thing going on. But if you were to take this and put it into Photoshop, you could do an auto color with this. If you do the auto color, it'll bring out the real colors. Or, I prefer to do it manually, which you can get more precise coloring. And you'll see something pretty wild. Okay. Wow. There's the real photo right there. That's of Mars. Now this one here, Billy had asked me to actually give him this photo. I think it was because of the Gaia program I think you needed it for. But funny enough, what I did was I desaturated a little bit because once I enhanced this, you can see, I don't know if you can do this. No? The way you got this in, you don't have it in the regular viewer, do you? Because I would have rotated it. But anyway, that's fine. But what's funny about it is, notice the emblem hasn't changed. The colors are still the same, but yet the planet has changed. So in other words, I didn't alter the colors to the point where these would change. This is, in other words, this is the real color of that emblem. That was not. Now that was just done recently. And this is the one I had done a while back. So I've done this video a long time ago. They know what's on this planet, man. They know this. You know, I don't know why they're trying to hide it all. It just makes no sense to me. But you can see browns, greens, and of course the atmosphere. And you can see how it's lighter blue here. And the more further away you are, now you're seeing into the atmosphere, so it's a lot thicker. You know, so it's pretty wild. The next photos I have, to me, are smoking guns. I mean, they're actually pretty good. I think we did this on Hoagland's show. And funny enough, we were on there. Funny enough, his server crashed. It went absolutely haywire. He got locked out of it. I don't think that even the guy that ran the server could get into it. It totally messed the whole thing up. But anyway, so this is the next photo here. Now, this is pretty wild. See, I wish I could zoom into this, and I can't zoom into this because I would just hit the. But anyway, you'll see it up close in a second. But there's a rock here. It's actually got a curved face to it, like this here, and it has a 90-degree angle right here. Goes back, comes out in the back, comes back. But you'll see it up close a little bit better. There is actually another rock here, a stone, and it's long. There's another little rock right here. It looks like a 2D carved animal. Oh yeah. It looks like a carved animal, which you can't see too well here. Up here, there's this weird cube, and but it looks like it has some kind of weird disc on the side of it. So I'm going, okay, clearly that's not a rock. And it's flat here in the back, but then it has like this rounded kind of thing going on. But so you got this rock here, this weird, almost looks like a flat face kind of thing. But this rock here, to me, is a curved stone, and is actually a stone that accommodates that corner right here next to it. And then you've got this one here. It's got kind of an arch shape to it, and it's elongate. Well, it's pretty long. It goes, and like I said, this here. So let's see what happens. And you can see the stone here. Again, goes all the way around. It's round in the front. Has this 90-degree corner. Goes back out a little bit, comes back in, and does this here, and this stone here. And you can see what it looks like. This little 2D animal. It's got these two ears. Looks like it's got the head, and then it's got the body to it. Now I didn't really care about that too much, but then you got that cube up here. And you can see what looks like this disc, this weird disc on the side at the top. I mean, to me, this was just mind-blowing because I've never seen a rock naturally do that. You have, huh? I've never seen anything like that. But I mean, and then it has, like I said, again, it has this rock to accommodate it. So that's pretty wild. The next one is actually pretty bizarre. This one here, but you can see the actual. This is from Sol 198, and there's a whole link to it. This one here was actually, I saw this years ago from a guy named Michael Witter. He's from the UK, and he talked about how this little box, this is like little tiny, it's like a silver end to this box, and it has this black area, and he said it was leaning up against this rock right here. But what I found in here after that, because I was like, well, what kind of rock is transparent on one end? And you'll see this in a second, it's up close, I got several of them. But when I started looking at it more and more, I'm going, what kind of rock right here? Look at this weird kind of shape. And it looks like it has a wheel on it. It has white and then black. And it's right there in the front. You'll see it a little bit better. But you'll see some other things that are pretty cool. I like this. This one is actually pretty, oops, I gotta jump over the other. Now, again, look at this weird box type thing. And it has almost like a elongated teardrop, if you will. It has this rectangular white, and right behind this rock, if you will, right here. Now I'm going, wow, I don't understand how a rock can be transparent on one end. And it has what looks like an arch type thing, but this has been actually completely blotted out. You can see it. But what I really noticed was this weird looking hood thing. This right here goes up like this, goes down, and it goes like this, and it's rounded inside, almost like if you had an engine, like a jet engine with this, like a hood over it type thing. And then this, I said, to me, this looked like some kind of, almost like a convertible car we'd see here on Earth. It has this weird front to it, the side to it, has the windshield. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, of course, but I'm just saying, it's just bizarre to see some kind of shapes like that. Now, this is at the whole length. This is from Sol 173. I've got more natural color to it, and you can see that weird. It looks like almost like a wheel on this rock. Doesn't make much sense, but you'll see it up close here in a little bit. Whoop, not that one. And like I said, this one here. So I outlined everything so people can get an idea. These other objects that are next to it, and so on and so forth. And you can see what looks like these little wheels. Now here's the cool part. Remember we were talking about it could be like smaller people on Mars? Check this out. Go back to this one. Now notice the tread marks from the wheels. Okay. If you go on Google and you actually see them, these scientists, the people have worked on the Curiosity, they're 20-inch wheels. And he's got it on the table, and his thumb is from the tread to tread is about 3 inches. How big are these stones? How big are those little stones? And this one, this photo here, that is about approximately 35 to 40 feet away from the rover. And you can, if I had the other photo, I wish I would have got it off of Neville, but you can see it off in the distance, about 35, and you can actually see the rover, Curiosity there. And you can see these things are like in this little circle. They're not more than 6 inches in length. So you go, okay, so are these children's toys? What the hell? I mean, it's just bizarre.
Can I point something out?
Yeah.
This right here is one of those obfuscated cars. Here's the wheels right here. It's like you smushed it. You know?
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be surprising that would be a car shape.
Yeah, I mean, and that may not be a car like we think of, wheels you drive around. It might be something like that hovers. Who the heck knows? I mean, there's no way of vetting any of this because there's no way of, just actually going up and picking this stuff up, which I wish we could, but we can't. So again, I mean, like I said, I just don't know what kind of rock does that. I mean, it has this transparent end, and then it has like, almost like this rounded part, and it has this box. But that box to me was like, what would that be doing on Mars? That's like intelligently made. It's not a stone. Well, that's pretty much it. I wanted to show you guys these here. I'll let that zoomed in because we don't have it on the actual viewer, which is not a good thing.
UFOs on Mars. We are getting there, but we are getting closer. I love this one. This is a dolly. She couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but I'm sending her my thoughts, and she's with us in spirit here. Neville Thompson made this work on this one. It was actually Brian Hopkins, the guy that pointed out the bunker before, and Neville, that I don't know which one of them that came first, but I remember both of them as the founder first on Google Earth of the crashed UFO.
Looks like a crash.
As you can see, I've given the credit both to Brian and to Neville. And this is the raw image from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. As you can see, I'm just going to find some measurements on it. 11.48 meters in wide, and we are not even looking at the middle of the object. We are looking at that part of the object that is visible closest to the middle, or what could be the middle. So I would guess 12.5 meters in diameter. 337 meters drag mark. That looks pretty much like something hit the ground. There is just another image from Google Earth of the same anomaly. We have different angles on it. The good thing about Google Earth is, as you know, you can turn it around, twisting it around, seeing from all angles. Whoop.
That was cool.
Yeah, we're going to back to that one. As I said before, Brian Hopkins and Neville Thompson's, both UFA member, pointed this one out, and it has gone viral on the internet. And again, this is one of the amazing incidents where hundreds of people just suddenly find the same anomaly the day after it's posted by some of us. Isn't that fantastic? Wonderful world we're living in. But the crashed UFO, is it a UFO? I tend to believe so. I cannot say this, but my personal thought on it is we are looking at something that crashed with a high speed. William was talking about something, let me just get back to see if I... William was talking about something underneath the surface construction. And this is just a theory I had, and I got it when William said it. The area where it hit here actually looks pretty smooth. There are some marks you can see around here. So what if, let me just, there is something underneath the surface, not more than a few meters, made by, what do I know, iron, concrete, construction. And this because if something crashes with a huge speed, probably would go deeper depending on which angle it hit with. It looks like this one haven't got either lower or high. It looks like it's pretty stable all the way.
Uniform.
So, I'm going to move on to this one. This is the only picture where I don't have the identification number on. It's from Curiosity, and I remember for Frank van der Reek is a member of my group, and it was in 2014 he posted that image. And I downloaded the image he posted, but I didn't download the link, and I haven't been able to find the link to the original source. I know it's Curiosity, and I know it's a real Mars picture because I saw it and I checked the NASA link out, but I cannot get the soul number for it. But UFOs on Mars was the title on this picture, and you see, I think it's hard we have here to compare with what he sees in that picture here.
I have the magazine that has the German Hannibal.
Yeah, yes, it's a little bit blurry, unfortunately. But again, this is Frank's, what he sees in it. I think he had made a good comparison by using the Hornby UFO to show what he thinks it could be.
They have depictions of the Anunnaki being inside of a craft, not just walking like a lot of them, but some of them are actually already in the ship, a little spaceship, and they're holding on to the bag inside the ship.
Desolate than to be inside some of these world tours. It's kind of cool. People that live in here probably never get out.